Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. We may have a couple more people join us. Just to let you know, after the webinar is finished, it is being recorded, so you will receive a link to view the webinar recording in case there's any parts that you missed. If you're not able to attend the full webinar and you have to leave, then you will be getting an email with the webinar link recording sent to you. My name is Indra Bhagat. I'm with the Division of Digital Strategy and Innovation at UNT, and we also have joining us here Stephanie Myers, also with DSI Enterprise at UNT. And today we will be giving you an overview of the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences program. It looks like we have attendees for the webinar from all over the state of Texas, all over the US, as well as the world. So lots of different students who are interested in this program. And at the end of the program, there will be an opportunity for us to answer questions live. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, you can either drop them into that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, or you can put them in the chat, and we will be going over those at the end of the webinar. So we'll go ahead and get started with the overview. And this is the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences program, or for short, the B.A.A.S program that's offered through Coursera. And this is a fully accredited UNT degree program, but it's offered through the Coursera platform. We say B.A.A.S for short. So this degree is designed for degree completers, those students who have maybe been to a variety of different community colleges, universities, and are interested in completing that bachelor's degree. There's a lot of different prior educational credit that we are able to use toward this degree. Vocational technical credit, military credit, as well as other traditional academic credit from a college or university. It is a very flexible degree, and it is designed to really honor all of the various kinds of credit that you might be bringing over and incorporate those into the degree program. The degree, the B.A.A.S degree, has a long history. It was actually started in 1974. So there is a long history of students working to complete this degree. There are currently about 1,200 majors. And now we are partnering with Coursera. The first cohort we started was in fall 2020. We had our first graduating class in December of 2021. This last December, we had 81 students graduate with this program offered through Coursera. And I see a question pop up that I'll go ahead and address now. What are technical credits? So there are some community colleges and other kinds of programs that teach courses that are considered to be technical or vocational. Things like auto body, cosmetology classes, things that are really designed for workforce education, designed for it to put you on a particular vocational career pathway. And traditional bachelor's programs are sometimes not able to use those credits, but the B.A.A.S degree program is able to incorporate those credits that are considered to be technical or vocational into your degree plan. The admissions, when you apply to UNT, there are certain credits that might get designated as technical vocational, and this B.A.A.S program is able to use those. Let's see. So a little bit more details about the structure of the B.A.A.S program. It is comprised of 120 hours total. So you do need a minimum of 120 hours to complete the degree. 42 hours are Texas core curriculum requirements, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. And then you have 66 hours of major requirements. That's broken down into 21 hours of an occupational specialization. If you have technical or vocational credit hours or military credit, that typically is where we will use those credit hours toward that occupational specialization. And then you have 9 credit hours of unifying courses for the B.A.A.S degree. That's 3 courses that all B.A.A.S students take that bring together that degree program. And then you'll also have 36 hours of concentration courses broken out into 3 professional development concentrations of 12 hours each. You do need 120 hours total to meet the basic degree requirements for a bachelor's degree. So you may need some elective hours to reach that 120 hours. The technical vocational credit hours as well as military credit hours can be used to satisfy lower level elective hours as well as an occupational specialization. Those 3 unifying courses that you see on the right, B.A.A.S 3020, that's the first one that we'll talk about. That one actually has a non-credit open course version that you can participate in on the Coursera platform. If you want to get a feel for what the program is like, for what the course is like, and what it's like to take a course on the Coursera platform, that's a great one to start with. The link to that non-credit open course is available on our degree description page, and Stephanie will put a link to that degree description page in the chat in a minute, but there's a link to that non-credit open course. Once you're admitted to UNT and you have a UNT email address, you can actually access that non-credit open course for free. And then there's B.A.A.S 3000, and that you'll also take as a unifying course in your first couple of semesters. And then B.A.A.S 4100, which is the capstone course for the program that you'll take your graduating semester. And that course really brings together everything that you've learned, will also help you to articulate your career goals and interests on your resume and other career related documentation to really show how your degree relates to those career goals and interests. And on the next slide, we'll see a little bit more detail here about how this program is structured, how the curriculum is structured. Over on the left side of that sample degree plan, you'll see the core requirements, those 42 hours of core requirements. You might have some classes that you've already taken that will satisfy those core requirements. Just wanted to highlight a few things that are sometimes of concern to students. You are required to take 2 science courses. We do offer both science courses online 100% through the Coursera platform. There's an intro to biology and then an intro to nutrition science class. So if you have not already completed your science classes to transfer those in, don't worry, we have those available fully online through the Coursera platform. And then there are 6 hours of US history and 6 hours of US government plus Texas government. Those are state of Texas requirements. So you may or may not have some of those that you transfer over, particularly Texas government. If you're from out of state or outside the US, you probably don't have Texas government. That is a state of Texas requirement for any bachelor's degree within the state of Texas. So, but we do offer all of those on the Coursera platform, the US history, both parts, as well as US and Texas government. So if you don't have those, then you will be able to take those while working on your other coursework on the Coursera platform. Over on the right side of that, you will see the major requirements that we talked about a minute ago. The 3 professional development concentrations, you do have some choices. There's an administration concentration, an organizational supervision concentration, data analytics, social wellness and community, hospitality, media innovation, consumer behavior, and then information technology through the Coursera Google IT Support Professional Certificate. That information technology professional development concentration that you fulfill by completing the Coursera Google IT Support Professional Certificate, that would transfer over as 12 hours of lower level credit, 1,000 to 2,000 level credit, and complete one of those 3 professional development concentrations. You also have 21 hours of occupational specialization, And then the electives, at least 12 hours, but it might vary depending on how you satisfy other course requirements. You do need, you'll notice a note there that says 3,000, 4,000 equals advanced level coursework. So you do need at least 36 hours of advanced level coursework. 9 of those hours would be those 3 unifying courses, B.A.A.S 3020, 3,000, and 4,100. So that would be 9 of those 36 hours, but you do need 36 hours total of advanced 3,000 to 4,000 level coursework. So the professional development concentrations, those would incorporate a lot of the 3,000, 4,000 level coursework, but we also have some core classes that would satisfy that 36 hours of advanced level coursework, such as the creative arts option, MUMH 3200, and the language, philosophy, and culture core option, anthropology 3110. So there are plenty of opportunities to get to that 36 hours of advanced level coursework. And then next slide. And a little bit about what makes this program unique. This degree is 100% online, so you will not be expected to come to campus. It's also, all the courses for the program are very flexible and asynchronous. So what that means is that you will have weekly deadlines. It's not entirely self-paced. You will have weekly deadlines, but within those weekly deadlines, you can schedule around your own work, life, family responsibilities when you actually engage with the course material and complete those assignments. So whether you work best at midnight after everybody in the household goes to sleep or 5 a.m. or during a lunch break, you can work on the classes around your those kinds of responsibilities. Some of the courses do have optional live sessions that you can participate in, but those are not required. So you're not required to attend live lecture sessions to do well in the course and complete the coursework. The cost of the course is, each course is $330 per credit hour. So most classes are going to be 3 credit hours, so that's $990 per credit hour. That is inclusive of any fees as well as tuition. Book costs may be extra, although a lot of our instructors do try to make as much of the course materials available as low cost or free. But you may need to plan to spend a little bit extra on those textbooks. That rate of $330 per credit hour is the same whether you're in state, out of state, or outside the US. So regardless of your residency status, that same rate applies of $990 per course. To graduate with a bachelor's degree from UNT, there is a residency requirement of at least 30 hours taken of UNT coursework. So you want to keep that in mind. And then again, 36 credit hours do need to be advanced. So you can transfer in some of those advanced courses, but you do need to have at least 30 hours taken through UNT, and advanced hours would be a total of 36. All of the courses are taught in an 8-week format. We've found that a lot of adult learners who have a lot of different responsibilities, family, life, work responsibilities, that it's a lot easier to take courses, to focus on 1 or 2 courses at a time for 8 weeks instead of taking 3 or 4 courses across the full 16-week semester. That way you're really able to focus on 1 or 2 courses at a time. So the fall semester is divided into 2 8-week sessions. The spring semester is divided into 2 8-week sessions. And then in the summer, the first summer session, 8-week one, if you want to take summer classes, you can take some summer classes during that summer 8-week one session. Most students take a couple of classes each 8-week session. You do need to take 2 classes each 8-week session to be considered a full-time student. But if you don't need to be full-time and you've got a lot of other things going on in your life, starting off with 1 class each 8-week session is just fine. You can take up to 3 classes each 8-week session, but that is a very demanding schedule. It takes about 15 to 18 hours a week devoted for each class. So if you're taking 2 classes during an 8-week session, you can plan to spend at least 30 hours a week on those 2 classes. So you might want to consider starting off with 1 class each 8-week session. But if you need to be full time, then you would want to look at taking 2 classes each 8-week session. The diploma is issued from the University of North Texas. The courses are taught through the Coursera platform, but you would be a University of North Texas student. You would be advised by a UNT advisor, and you would register for your classes on the UNT portal. You would have a UNT email address. You would be considered full UNT students, and your diploma would be issued from University of North Texas. It would not say online or Coursera on the diploma. So the diploma would look just like the diploma looks for our hybrid B.A.A.S students. So why consider the B.A.A.S degree? This is a completion degree. So this is intended for non-traditional adult learners. The credits that we transfer in are intended to celebrate all of the academic credits that you have already earned, whether they are traditional academic credits or vocational, technical, military credits. It's really intended to incorporate all of that background learning that you've been working on throughout your years in all the different formats and avenues that you've pursued those, and bring those together to help you earn that bachelor's degree. This degree, a bachelor's degree, can help you qualify for a promotion, maybe launch you into a new career pathway, make you eligible to participate in a grad school program. Every semester, so last semester we had our first graduating cohort. A number of our students went on immediately this semester to graduate programs, including MBA programs. We have some students who are graduating this spring who are already admitted into graduate programs starting for the summer or fall. So this is definitely an avenue to pursue further education if you'd like to. But the biggest reason probably is the pride of completion. Getting that bachelor's degree, earning that B.A.A.S, demonstrates grit, persistence, that you have experience in pursuing the goal. For a lot of our students, this is kind of a lifelong goal of finally completing that bachelor's degree. We had a student who graduated in the fall, and he talked about having his daughter there at the commencement. We do, you can participate in an in-person commencement if you choose to. We'll also have virtual commencement, but if you'd like to participate in in-person commencement, we do have students who come to the North Texas area each semester to participate in that. And he talked about having his daughter there in the stands cheering him on when he walked across the stage. So this can be a wonderful example if you have children or other family members who are also striving to meet that goal, to be that role model for them as well. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the various student services support that we offer. Like I mentioned earlier, as a B.A.A.S Coursera student, you are a UNT student. You are part of the Mean Green family. And what that means is that we have a lot of different student services that are available for you online, our online premium student wraparound services. Primary among that is academic advising. So we have dedicated academic advisors to advise B.A.A.S Coursera students that are part of the new college advising team. You would meet with your academic advisor for your initial first time advising appointment once you're admitted, to talk about your degree plan, or what concentration areas you want to choose, how your transfer credits do fit into your degree plan, a timeline to graduation, as well as advising about those upcoming classes for the next semester. And then academic advising can be done via Zoom, video conferencing, or by phone or email. So we have lots of different virtual options for academic advising. Career counseling, our Career Resource Center offers a lot of services online. There are synchronous, virtual career counseling that you can do with a dedicated career counselor. There are also a lot of resources that we have available online that are things like professional development webinars, professional development resources, assistance with resume writing or interviewing, and those kinds of things. There are also some networking opportunities that are done virtually, as well as participating in the Mean Green Mentors program. So I'll kind of jump over to the other side there with mentoring services. The Career Center does facilitate the Mean Green Mentors program, and you can participate in that program both as a student, and then once you graduate, you can turn around and participate in that program as an alum. So what that program does is it gives current UNT students access to an alumni network. And so if there's a particular industry that you're interested in going into, say you're looking to explore getting your bachelor's degree as a way to change your career pathway a little bit, and you're looking at a particular industry, then you can search that database of alums who are participating in the Mean Green Mentors program and identify some who are in that industry and reach out to them and connect with them and get some advice from them. There are also some virtual events that happen through that Mean Green Mentors network. And then over below career counseling, tutoring. We do have the Learning Center, which offers a variety of tutoring options, as well as skill building workshops. So if you need a little bit of help with test taking, note taking, speed reading, things like that, but also they offer one-on-one tutoring as well as group tutoring. And they offer those services not just in person, but online through Zoom. So you can access those as a UNT student. And then the Coursera Student Services team. Coursera offers 24/7 technical assistance if it's on the weekend and you're having problems, any questions, issues with the platform. You can do a live chat to have those questions addressed, or submit an email request to help you with any technical issues that you have with the platform. They will also connect you with a member of our student services team at UNT if there are issues that they are not able to address from the technical side of things. So you do have that 24/7 support through the Coursera platform. And then a success coach. So we do have dedicated success coaches for the B.A.A.S degree program. And a success coach is there for you to basically kind of guide your path toward completing your degree and pursuing those career goals. So if you're not quite sure who to reach out to for a resource, if you kind of found, a roadblock and you're not quite sure how to get that resolved, or if you want to do sort of like more bigger picture planning in terms of how to balance your work and life and coursework responsibilities, then one of our success coaches can meet with you virtually and guide you on a pathway for success. And next slide. And now Stephanie is going to talk to you about the application process as well as funding for your degree pursuits.
Awesome. Thank you, Indra. Just a reminder, continue to put questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We're getting some good questions and we will answer them at the end of the webinar. So at this point, if you're like, I want to apply, I know this program's good for me, I did put the link in the chat a little bit earlier to the degree description page, which you can kind of see a little clip of that on this slide. There is an apply button, so you can just click on that and it will take you to the application. If you are not sure yet and you need a little bit more information, we do have Coursera enrollment coaches that we work with, and they will answer any and all of your questions about the program so you feel comfortable before you apply to the program. So your option on that screen is the email me info button, and you can then talk to the Coursera enrollment coach there. The application, there is a fee for the application. For US domestic students, it is $75. And then for international students, it is $85 US. If you are a returning UNT Denton student, because there are different UNTs, UNT Denton student, then you are considered a readmit and you do not need to pay the application fee again. There will be an option for you on the application that says, are you a returning UNT Denton student? You'll click that and then you won't have to pay the fee. So once you do apply to the degree, you are in a little bit of a waiting period. So basically our question is, what happens? So once you have totally completed your application and paid the application fee or waived it, you do have an opportunity to waive that fee based off of your family income. And so you do have an option to fill that out. You will then be sent an email confirmation to the email that you put on your application that you have applied and submitted. In this email, you will receive what we call an EU ID and a PIN number, which you will then activate on ams.unt.edu. This will allow you to activate your UNT account so you can see if there are any documents you are missing. It can help you schedule advising appointments. It's your main student homepage. So you will definitely want to activate that once you get your email from UNT. If you do not receive the email from UNT, be sure to check in your spam folder because sometimes it goes there because it's not a recognized email account at the time. And then once you do activate your full account, like I said, you can log into your My UNT and access a whole bunch of different things. One of those things is the to-do list, and this will prepare you to be able to register for classes, do orientation, and then start the semester. Typically, you will also see if there are any transcripts that you are missing. This is the big thing we always try to push, is that once you do submit your application, be sure to send your transcripts in from universities that you have previously attended. They do have to be official transcripts. And the sooner you get those in, the faster an admissions decision will happen. And then the faster you will be able to get into UNT, get advised, get enrolled, and then start. So there were a few questions I noticed as Indra was talking about financial aid. Yes, this degree does use financial aid. And so financial aid is strictly US based. This is money from the federal and state governments, the institution of higher education, and private resources that assist families in meeting the cost of a student's education. So there are different types of financial aid. We have grants available, which are need-based funds that you do not have to pay back. And then we have loans, which are borrowed money that must be repaid. There are two types of loans, federal loans that are most common, the student federal direct loan and the parent plus loan. For more information on different types of loans and grants, loan forgiveness, interest rates, all those sort of things, you can find that at www.studentaid.gov. We do recommend that once you hit submit on your application that you do apply for financial aid right away because there are certain deadlines with that. And again, in order to get that processed quickly, you want to get that in as soon as possible. So a few more things on applying for financial aid. So students can apply via the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. And then there is an opportunity for those who are not awarded money from FAFSA. And if they are Texas resident, they can apply for the TASFA, which is the Texas application for student financial aid. There are some important dates that you need to know. Right now, the FAFSA is open and you will be using documents from your 2020 tax year or applying for this program for fall of 22. So you just want to make sure you have all that lined up, you're good to go, and you can submit. You do have to do a new FAFSA every semester or every full year. So you will have to submit a new one for the upcoming academic year. And then we do, there's also aid for summer classes. And so you will have to fill out a separate form for summer if you would like aid for summer. And another way to pay for your education besides just the financial aid are scholarships. So scholarships are like any other form of aid. Unlike student loans, you do not have to pay them back, and they're typically based on some sort of merit. And we do offer merit scholarships, department-sponsored scholarships, of course, any external scholarships that you find that look legitimate. If you ever have a question with legitimacy of a scholarship, definitely please email us and let your advisor know, and we can look into it for you. And then our international students also have scholarships specific to them. So once you are, admitted a UNT student and you have your portal, you do have access to the Eagle Scholarship portal. So you can see all the different scholarships that are being offered. And you can click on transfer scholarships, which majority, all of our students are transfer students with a lot of credit. So you can basically toggle that down to meet the requirements that you fall under, and then you can see what scholarships are available for you. Anytime we have scholarships that are made known to us, we always try to provide that information to you as well, especially if they are specific to our student population. So at this point in the webinar, we've reached the end. I know we have given you a ton of information to digest. It is totally fine if you're taking some time to process all of this. We will go ahead with our live question and answer at this point so that you all feel good to go to apply for this degree. So looking in our Q&A, our first question was, does financial aid cover this program? And yes, obviously I just went through that part of it, but yes, it definitely does cover this program. Indra, directed towards you, can you choose more than one concentration?
Yes, you can. Actually, you'll be choosing 3 concentrations. So each professional development concentration is 12 hours, and you will be choosing 3 out of that list of 8 options that we listed there. Now, it's possible that some of your transfer credit may fulfill one of the professional development concentration areas, but you will need to have 3 professional development concentrations total. So you will be choosing more than one from that list.
Awesome. Okay, please explain the process to follow for a participant who completed the Google IT certificate via Coursera independently and now are starting the Bachelor of Information Technology at UNT.
Okay. So to transfer the Google IT certificate via Coursera to the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences degree, that is a process where you will go through a system called Credly to generate a transcript that has the A.A.S recommendation. It will transfer over as 12 lower level credit hours that will count for the one of your professional development concentrations. Now, if you are interested in pursuing a Bachelor of Information Technology, the Bachelor of Science Information Technology through UNT, that's actually a different program that is not offered as 100% online through Coursera. So, but the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences program, there's a way for you to do that. I'm going to put my email in the chat, and so you can reach out to me and I will send you those instructions. We have step-by-step instructions with screenshots that walk you through exactly how to get that credit transferred over to UNT for the Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences degree. So I'm putting my email in the chat, and so feel free to reach out to me, and I will send you those instructions.
Awesome. So the classes are pre-recorded and we can access them anytime. Is that correct? And are the tests scheduled at a certain time?
So there may be some video recordings that that are included as part of the overall course materials. There would be video recordings possibly, as well as readings that you can do. Some of the readings are within the Coursera platform. Some refer out to a textbook that you may have purchased, or some free accessible resources through the UNT library, electronic resources of the UNT library. And then the exams, they have certain deadlines, but there's not a specific time that you have to log in and take the exam. So there will be deadlines that you have to complete the exam by a certain time, and there are windows of time that you have to take the exam. So for example, an exam, you may be allotted 30 minutes for a quiz or an exam, or you may be allotted an hour to take the quiz or exam. Depending on how the particular course is set up, there may be an opportunity to take the exam a second time or a quiz a second time, but there's not a certain time of day that you're required to be present live to take the exam. So
Great. Is there a list of class equivalency transfer courses, like courses I can take at a community college that would transfer for the degree, specifically not the core classes?
So if you are in the state of Texas, then there is a list of community college courses that you can take to transfer in and count for certain core requirements. That is if you're in the state of Texas. If you are outside of Texas, then those are done on a case-by-case basis. And you can reach out to the Coursera enrollment counselor. They will connect you with a UNT academic advisor to get those courses approved on a case-by-case basis. But the information for the, let's see, Texas community colleges, it's called the Texas Common Course Numbering System. And I will put that in the chat here. It's called the Texas Common Course Numbering System in our UNT catalog. And you'll see on the left of that chart, you'll see TCCNS, or Texas Common Course Numbering System. That is the course number that Texas community colleges have. And then on the right, you'll see the UNT equivalency. So for example, if you were interested in taking Political Science 2306, which is Texas government, at a Texas community college, then you would scroll down to find that PSCI 2306 on the list under UNT. And then you'll see on the left, the TCCNS is Government 2306. So that's what you would take at a Texas community college. Anything outside of Texas, though, we can take a look at those on a case-by-case basis, and would reach out to that enrollment counselor through Coursera, and they will connect you with us to get individual courses approved.
Awesome. Thank you for that resource. That is a very good one to use. As always, you definitely want to check with your advisors to make sure that you're not taking anything that you shouldn't take and that won't benefit your degree.
And then I actually do want to follow up. I saw that it says specifically not the core classes. So in addition to the core classes, it really depends on the design of your degree. So those professional development concentrations and occupational specializations, that is one of the advantages of the degree is that it is customizable based on the credits that you're transferring over. So, so that you would want to then work with the academic advisor for B.A.A.S. to make sure that you aren't taking things that you haven't already fulfilled with your prior coursework. So that is going to be on a case-by-case basis.
Great. Did you say that you will be using your 2020 tax to apply? And yes, so the tax year, so for fall 2022, I'm looking at it right now, the dates. It does say for the FAFSA or TASFA year, it's 2022, 2023, and the tax year that you're using is 2020. How do I apply the Hazelwood Act to cover cost? So we do allow you to use the Hazelwood Act, which is great. And we actually have a phenomenal Veteran Affairs office that can help you set that up so we can use it towards your degree. We have many students in this degree program who have used Hazelwood. And so I'm going to give you in the chat our contact for that office, Jim Davenport. His email goes by James Davenport. And just email him once you apply and are admitted, and he'll be able to help you apply that Hazelwood Act to cover the cost of classes. A great question. When does the semester begin? What date?
August 29th is when fall semester begins. So the sooner that you can apply and get your materials in, your official transcripts, and August 29th sounds like a long way away, but time moves faster than we think it does sometimes. So the sooner you can get your application in, all of your documentation for the application, those official transcripts, and can get an admissions decision, that is going to allow you access to your orientation course on the Coursera platform. So for Coursera students, you don't need to sign up for an orientation through UNT. The orientation will be, you'll do that on the Coursera platform. There is a $45 fee for that, but that's going to be charged on your first semester of attendance. And then that gives you time to access that orientation course and then set up your first academic advising appointment, get signed up for your fall classes. But also, once you're admitted to UNT, you get that UNT email address, which gives you access to a variety of non-credit open courses, such as B.A.A.S 3020. So you can get a head start on some of those required courses, as well as additional resources that are provided from our partners through Coursera.
I did see another question in the chat. What is the maximum number of hours accepted for transfer?
So the maximum number of hours accepted for transfer is going to be 90 hours. You do need to have 120 hours to complete the degree, but 30 hours, 25% of your degree has to be taken through UNT to be able to award a UNT degree. And like I mentioned earlier, your diploma will be from University of North Texas, and it will say Bachelor of Applied Arts and Sciences. It won't say online or Coursera on it. It will genuinely be a University of North Texas degree, but that means that you do have to take at least 25% of your coursework toward that 120 hours through UNT, which would be 30 credit hours. Now, you do need a minimum of 36 advanced hours. Those are 3,000 to 4,000 level classes. So if you have at least 6 hours in that 90 hours of transfer courses that are considered to be advanced, then you would potentially be able to complete your degree in a minimum of 30 hours. But if all of the 90 hours are lower level classes, then you do still need to meet that 36-hour advanced requirement. So, but you can transfer up to 90 hours.
Awesome. I will also add to that credit does not expire. So no matter how old your credit is, we will take it, we can accept it. And so that is usually a big question from students, because we have students basically from their 20s all the way up to their 70s. So credit can vary what years it was taken. And our median age for this degree is actually in about the mid-40s. So know that you're not alone. There are a lot of people in similar situations who want to finish their degree and want to use that credit that they've already earned. So it does not expire. Will we contact our advisor to complete a degree plan?
It's a great question. So once you're admitted to UNT, the process for that is I will be sending, or the academic advisor will be sending, UNT will be sending you a checklist of steps that you'll take as a new student. Among that checklist is an academic advising appointment. So once you're admitted, you will go through the Coursera orientation course, and you'll also receive an invitation to sign up for an academic advising appointment. And that is that first advising appointment Those are scheduled for an hour long, so that you have plenty of time to work with the academic advisor, go through your degree plan, answer any questions about whether or not you have certain transfer credits, apply to certain areas, and what professional development concentrations you would like to pursue. Is there anything that you want to add to that, Stephanie? Or
No, I think you covered that
okay.
one. Yep. Next question, if a student becomes a Texas resident during the school year, will the tuition amount be reevaluated?
So the tuition for most students is a flat $330 per credit hour. There is a small window of students who, if you have moved to Texas and it's been less than a year, that you are charged a different tuition amount until you're able to establish that 1 year of residency. So if you've moved to Texas and it's been less than a year, then you would pay for that short amount of time a different tuition amount. And our admissions office handles reviewing residency when you apply. There's a residency questionnaire you can fill out, but then as soon as you meet that residency guideline, when that year is up, then at that point, then moving forward, you would be paying the $330 per credit hour.
Awesome. I will answer this one. Can credits from international universities be transferred? Yes, they can. And so basically with international credit, if you're going to use an evaluation service, the evaluation service that UNT accepts is WES, World Education Services. And so if you want to know how many credits before you apply that you are going to earn at UNT, I would suggest that you go through WES because they have to convert the credit hours. Also, they check and make sure the schools that you have attended are, fully accredited schools. And so if you just want to apply and not go through WES, we do have our international admissions office, which can look at your transcripts and then determine if you have enough credit hours, but obviously that's after you've already applied and paid the application fee. And they go through the same process and determine how many credit hours you've earned from that school, convert it to the US ratio, and then again, make sure the credits or the schools you've attended are accredited via UNT. So yes, we have international students in the program. We have students from Canada, India, all over the world, and they were able to get in and get their credits added, and so that they are in this program and going to finish relatively soon here. I think we do have some international grads this spring, and so we do accept that credit.
And I'll also kind of add to that in terms of Stephanie talking about we have students from all over the world. So one of the things that you will get once you're admitted and are onboarded and everything is that you'll get access to a dedicated Slack workspace for our B.A.A.S. Coursera students, and there you will get to interact and engage with all of the B.A.A.S. Coursera students throughout the world. So what some of our students have mentioned is that it's great to develop these personal as well as professional relationships with students from completely different parts of the world that they may never have had an opportunity to engage with and develop those relationships. So that's another kind of added benefits to being part of the B.A.A.S. Coursera program is that you have access to that dedicated Slack workspace. We have a private channel for all B.A.A.S. students, but then there are channels for each course that you're taking. And so if you have questions, want to share questions with other students in the course, instructors are not going to be in that Slack workspace. So that's more student to student interaction. It's not a graded discussion forum. That's the graded discussion forum is actually hosted on the Coursera platform itself, but the Slack workspace is intended for students to engage directly with each other. And it's fun because students, especially as commencement approaches, students cheer each other on. It's my last semester. They've been working together in different courses for a while. And so it's really great to have that community support virtually throughout the world among the students.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly, definitely. I'm glad you added that. Slack is when you're in an online program, it is hard, right, to talk with your classmates all the time. And it really is a community of the students helping each other in different classes, asking questions about anything UNT related. And so it is a really great place. And it's also great for networking of students. We do have a job board in there. So if you're looking to hire, you can put that information in there. We also post virtual events in there and virtual career fairs that you can also attend. So it is definitely the place as a student that you'll want to get added to Slack. And that is one of our checklist items once you are admitted, is to get added. But it is definitely a great resource for students, and we get a lot of great feedback on the use of Slack. Okay, a couple more questions came in. What happens if you move out of Texas, like your job gets transferred, will the price go up?
So the cost for out-of-state students as well as international students is $330 per credit hour. Mm-hmm. So yes, so that's what, as an out-of-state resident, you'd be paying $330 per credit hour.
I can answer this one. Do all international students need to take an English proficiency test? Majority do. There are a few countries where it is not required from those countries, but I can actually put that in the chat.
I actually put that page in the chat. Yes.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
And so, yeah, it has the list of countries under number 2, list of countries that are exempt from the English language proficiency. But then also under number 3, there is the list. If you do need to take the English language proficiency, there's the list of options. A lot of our students have found that Duolingo is the most flexible option for them, but UNT will accept any of those options.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you for putting that there. A great question as we kind of close up the webinar here. Once we graduate, can we choose the option to come and participate in person at the ceremony? So yes, you definitely can. We actually love when y'all can come in person. Because it's the first time we meet a lot of you. You know, we talk over email and help over email, but yes, you can come in person, attend the ceremony. As of right now, there's no ticketing process for family and friends that are coming, so they're welcome to join as well. Our graduation ceremony this time is 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning, but it's typically the Friday that finals end or the Saturday that they end. So we would love to see you, love to have you. And we do know the university is working on a virtual graduation option as well if you cannot attend in person. Okay, I am not seeing any more questions.
I do see one other question here in the chat. Are you able to get credit for application fee with partner companies?
Okay, I'm looking. Are you able to get credit for application fee with partner companies? So we do work with companies that cover tuition costs, tuition payment programs. And if your company is going to pay for that, then yes, that can be used. So definitely once you apply, if you do have to pay for it up front, when you apply, then just let us know and we can work with our student financial office to help get that reimbursed if your company is paying for it. That is a really good point, is that definitely check and see if your work provides a tuition opportunity for you. There are many out there now, and a lot of people don't use it because they don't know. We have a lot of corporate partners that offer those benefits. So definitely check that out and see if your work offers that for you. Any others?
We have one more. What help is provided for students with learning disabilities? So we do have an Office of Disability Access, and they will help you. They can help you through the process of documenting your disability and then making arrangements with your instructors for whatever accommodations you might need to be successful in your classes. So that service is available for all of our students, as including our online students. So
definitely. And we try to make everything, accessible. Our orientations accessible. Our classes should be accessible. So we do pay a lot of attention to that. Great. Well, I am not seeing anything else, and we're almost here at 12:30 Central Time. I'm sure the times are different for everyone across the world and nation. But we thank you guys so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this webinar, got a lot of good information. Again, right now you can apply for fall 2022 start. That is August 29th. And the deadline to apply for the program is July 15th. So you definitely want to apply before then and then get all your transcripts in so it's smooth sailing for you on August 29th. Again, if you need more questions answered, we definitely want you to contact the Coursera enrollment coach at UNT-BAAS@coursera.org. If you're ready to apply, we provided that link in the chat. But other than that, we hope to see you in the fall and joining us then. Thank you.